Hello and welcome to the Film Vomit Podcast, an extension of the Vomit series of podcasts. As always, we're your hosts, Mac Taylor and Cole Selby, and Cole's webcam just went out.
Why does this always happen to me, man?
A staple of the podcast.
It just worked, man.
So I'm going to go ahead with the intro while Cole figures out his video problems. If you're listening to the audio version, this means absolutely nothing to you, but nevertheless,
I'm just plagued with technical problems always.
So we are talking today about Hell House 2, the Abadan Hotel. In case you didn't know what Hell House 1 was about, the title of Hell House 2 gives it to you. So we reviewed Hell House last week. I had a pretty decent time with the film, but I knew, I was like, when we get into the next two movies, because this is a conceived trilogy, I didn't know how it was going to go. And I could say it went fairly meh.
Yeah. I mean,
so yeah, Cole, give me your thoughts going in and what happened as you went through the movie.
Like I went in thinking that it was just going to be like the exact same thing a little bit, because what else can you do with like a documentary movie, like a mockumentary movie?
Right.
I like how they still like did like a straightforward continuation though.
Yeah,
they
didn't try to make it
nice.
as like a different set of a different story that wasn't involved.
Yeah. I guess I kind of like how they're like explaining some of the mystery behind it too throughout the movie a little bit. Like they're going a little deeper into it.
I think they went a little too deep though.
Yeah, it kind of got a little ridiculous. Honestly. And like, yeah, it kind of got to. Yeah, like I wasn't expecting what did happen. Which it was very weird, and it got a little confusing towards the end there.
So nevertheless, we're going to dive right into this plot kind of this movie. So we start off and we hear that the footage we're about to see comes from a Russell Quinn documentary. We start out with the disappear. It's been a few years since the Hell House incident. And basically this is about the disappearance of Jackson Mallet at the start. And we see some footage from his camera, because now everyone just films everything. Yeah. Everyone's got camera, which it's true in society. Everyone does have a camera like on their phone, but still, it's just like the amount of footage they get.
Yeah, and it's like it's very noticeably like like camera work. It doesn't look like someone's naturally like holding like their fucking phone or something.
Yeah, like they add the grain effect to it and stuff, but like if someone's just like vlogging on their phone, it's not going to be that well framed.
Yeah.
But basically we see Jackson's like last moments as he like wandered through the house and is like pleading with hooded figures, which we know that he did not make it out of the house.
Yeah.
And like then after his disappearance, his parents got texts about to go to the house.
Yeah.
And like there was apparently some old home video where he was like communicating with the spirits of the hotel, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's
why
like
that would happen.
Super weird. Like that's like, do they do anything with that?
No.
I didn't think they did. That's just like some weird, like it'd be cool if he like spoke to ghosts when he was like 5.
And we saw the old home video footage, and then it was like, oh man.
And then they had the enhanced audio.
Yeah. Which is still, it's just whispers.
Like, oh, Abadan Hotel. It's like, thanks for being so specific, Demon. You're actually way more helpful. Very, very clear voice too. Just takes a little bit of tweaking to get it to.
So then we got then the news footage. Even when they were trying to set up, they saw a hooded figure standing in the hotel, and they didn't ask any questions. They were just like, "Well, ask questions." Like, well, that's fucked up. Anyway, on to this interview. And the show that they're on is Morning Mysteries, which is a cool concept for a show.
Yeah, but I don't think like a news block would like give up their space for a
for this.
Yeah, for this
in the morning, like when people are going to work, like this is not really like
this would have to be like their own show, like
Yeah.
not like taking up a block of news, because like I think people would get mad.
Like I was just trying to see the weather, and all of a sudden they're talking about ghosts. But yeah, we get this panel of Mitchell, the guy who survived the first movie because he edited the footage.
Yeah.
This medium named Brent who thinks he can talk to, or Brock, sorry. Yeah. Brock, who can talk to ghosts. He's like that asshole medium character.
He is obnoxious whenever he's on screen. I don't like him.
And this strange skeptic who, even though there's clear cut evidence of shit being not right, is constantly like, yeah, no, where's the proof? And it's like, what do you mean, where's the proof? I just fucking showed you that.
Yeah.
But basically, while this interview is airing, there's this group called Inside.com, which consists of Jessica, Molly, and David. And they just recently broke down some conspiracy on the corporate level, and they think that this is all a cover up for something. So they're basically trying to get some inside information on what is the Abadan Hotel really haunted or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like how this movie cuts down the amount of main cast. Like we only have 4 main cast members, other than 7.
Yeah, then there's random sporadic people videos, but the first one had a lot more tension in it.
Yeah, it did.
Where this one is more just here's a random character you know is gonna die, and this is kind of how that happened.
Yeah.
Typical sequel stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So basically they even show one kid broke in because he had one of those investigating abandoned buildings channels.
Yeah.
And he gets in, and then the stream stops on feet on the stairs. They may have been his, and it does that until his phone dies.
Yeah.
So that's part of what could be mystery.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the freaky shit happens at the house, man. We need to talk about it.
And the skeptic's nah, it was just an accident at Hell House, and everyone hung themselves because they didn't want to deal with the lawsuits. I'm like, what about Joey? He hung himself, but he was just an actor.
Yeah.
And also, what about all these missing kids?
Yeah, there's a lot of missing kids. Apparently, a lot of missing people.
What happened? They all just didn't up and run away.
You know what? I don't know why they don't just demolish the building,
right?
If it's that
character,
upset,
we see why he's such
skeptic.
Yeah, but still, again, if you were the police in this town, just get rid of this building.
Yeah, I don't see how it would be difficult for them, hard, a hard choice for most people. Just get rid of it.
So then we actually get the actual introduction between Jessica, Molly, David, and Mitchell as they talk about this documentary they're going to make. And they're like, yeah, we film everything. And I'm like, yeah, we have to have another reason why the camera's always rolling.
Yeah.
So just like the Hell House crew, they film everything.
I would have just, was watching this movie, I did not think once about why they were filming the whole time. Because
we're just so used to it.
I expect it. I don't want you to hammer home to me why you're filming the whole damn time. I know why you're filming the whole damn time.
Because we need
don't tell me, and then don't spend a good couple sentences telling me why. I don't care.
But basically, they're coming here to look for Tully's files that were in the basement freezer. That they were trying to find evidence of the cult and all of its activities.
Yeah.
Again, why do you want to go poking around a satanic building? That's just not. It's even if there weren't people disappearing from it, I'm not going in there.
Yeah. Even if you're if you don't believe any of the spooky shit that happens, people still fucking disappeared in there. And if anything, it could be the home of some serial murderer who just hangs out there. I don't want to go there.
Taking my chances.
No.
For some files. Because basically some ex-cult member, because the cult hung themselves in a mass suicide kind of thing, but that cult member was in prison at the time and wasn't able to. So then he just decided he was going to spill all the beans.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I missed the suicide party. Damn it.
Here's what'll happen.
I'll show them. I'm gonna tell on them.
Gonna go and kill yourselves without me.
Jesus.
So basically, multiple times this movie, Mitchell's like, all right, I'll do this, but like we're in and we're out. That's it. And if I'm Mitchell, I'm like, no, I'm not fucking going in there.
Yeah.
Like, you literally saw footage of someone being drugged into a wall.
Yeah.
Hooded figures. Fuck that. No, I'm not doing that. And your girlfriend went missing because she went in there for like 5 minutes. So no, I'm not going in there. I'll tell you where shit's at in there. I'll guide you. I'll be on a walkie-talkie outside, but I'm not going in that fucking building ever.
Yeah. Like I still cannot do it. Yeah. He went from I'm never gonna go in there to immediately. Yeah.
Just because they mentioned Diane. Sure. It's like, again, she's dead, man. You know that.
Yeah. He has to know, like he has to know that.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's like, well, I just need to know what happened. You know what happened. Look at what happened to everybody else that you saw the footage of. Like, it's probably the same thing.
Yeah. Like, fucking.
So then we get more footage of like one kid got dared to go in. I'm like, wow, you have shitty friends that dared you to go into this probably haunted building. And then you got murdered.
Like, that place where Jimmy went missing last week. I dare you to go in there
by yourself.
Yeah, by yourself.
And he's like, he walks in. He's like, all right, yeah, this is far enough. All right, yeah, I'm totally gonna win this thing. Then he sees figures, and then he starts running around deeper into the building. They talk about it like it's a maze, but in reality, it's not. Just don't go deeper in the building. Turn around and walk back the way you came.
Like, take a maximum of like one turn, Yeah.
Don't just keep running forward. That's not how you exit anything.
Yeah. People like fucking dumb kids, dude. Shitty friends.
And then this couple was coming back from like a fashion show, and a hitchhiker's on the side of the road, and they pick her up and she wants to go to the Abadan Hotel. And they're like, why? It's abandoned. And at that point, I'm like, please exit the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If someone is saying they want to go to a place where people are going missing, that's fine. Go right in. That's your business. I'm not going in there.
No.
But they follow her in to the building because they think she needs help, which again, she's just running into a building. Like, she's fine.
Yeah. Like I can kind of see how someone would like want to help someone in distress, but if they run into, like, I'm not going to go search for them.
Yeah,
I'd call somebody.
She literally ran into an abandoned building. Yeah. That's okay. We'll call the cops.
Yeah.
We'll let someone know. But like, I'm not going in there unarmed by my day. Like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because they follow her down into the basement, and then once they get down there, they see that she is a demonic ghost now. Like, she's all like fucked up in the face and coming at them.
Yeah, and apparently, like, she was like one of the
Hell House victims.
Yeah, the original House there. Yeah, so like this, it's like she's like haunting the road, trying to hitchhike and get people into the hotel or something.
Yeah, because like all the spirits are forced to bring people in.
Yeah, but so I was like, so you're banking on the fact that people are going to like follow you in.
It worked.
I mean, it did. Like, I feel like that it shouldn't be that easy.
People are gullible. So yeah, and then they show like a side by side of like the ghost and then her.
It doesn't. They don't look alike. They don't really look that alike.
I mean, it's the same actress.
Yeah, but like
one is her headshot, and then the other one is her done up in the makeup. But and the makeup's pretty good. Like, it's pretty creepy looking. Like,
it is. There's really good.
It's just like the first one. They do a good job with the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot more just randomness in this movie than there is in the first one.
Yeah.
So then Jessica and her crew, they have the night at the bar before going to the Abadan Hotel. And this is kind of like in the first movie, how they have that like time at the bar in the hotel before the terror starts and we get to know them.
Yeah.
But there's way less time we spend with these people.
Yeah.
And then she tells Mitchell, oh, by the way, Brock's coming with us. And he's like, no, I don't need some like medium trying to talk to spirits when we're trying to clearly get in and right back out.
Yeah.
And again, that is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
He's correct.
And I really do think it fucks them in the end, you know?
Yeah, I think it's part of where they go wrong.
It's part of it. Yeah, I really do think it fucked a bit.
Good. Yeah, but it's like, seriously, like I'd be like, no, I'm not going in if that guy's going in. Like again, Mitchell, just to have a little more pushback here. You know what's going down here.
I feel like Brock would like show up just because he knows that they would be there at that point.
Still, at that point, he's on his fucking own. I'm getting in. I'm getting out. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. They needed to just not worry about him to begin with.
So when they get there, Molly's too afraid to go inside, which, okay, good survival instincts. You should be very afraid.
Smartest
so she
person.
stays at the car, which later she's not going to, but, you know, for a while, it looks like she might make it.
Yeah.
So they go to the back door, which then just kind of opens, which again, fuck that. Nope.
That's like a theme here. Like a lot of the videos, like the door just like opens for him. It's like, or it is open.
And that's no bueno.
Yeah, no, like don't go through like mysteriously opening doors.
Like because you're never gonna want to see what's on the other side.
Yeah, like
doors shouldn't just open. That doesn't happen ever.
Then he puts like a stick into the notch of the door, like trying to make sure it's say like you should know it's gonna close. You should know it's gonna close.
Yeah, a couple of times people try to like set up an exit.
Yeah,
but just don't go in.
Yeah, don't. That's the ultimate way to survive. Don't go in.
It's just like people who are afraid of shark attacks. Just don't go in the water. You'll never get attacked by a shark if you never go in the ocean. It's 100% chance of survival. And then Brock arrives with his cameraman Malcolm. And they want to go into the kitchen where the cult all hung themselves. And try to contact the spirits. But again, people have gone missing recently at this place. Why do you want to go in there? Talk to ghosts somewhere else. So he's like, the hotel wants to tell its story. And I was like, it's not the actual building, okay? Like it's the things in it. And they don't have a story to tell. They just want to murder things.
Yeah. Like he's so fucking pretentious, dude.
Yeah, and I like the kind of character that's like this, like trying to be this like television character, even when danger is very eminently there. But we don't get enough of it to really like get the whole story. Like it's very quick that he's in this movie. And then we see footage of Jessica at the police station where things have clearly gone wrong, but she's not cooperating with the police. But then back at the main story, because this thing jumps all around. Brock and Malcolm, they go to the dining room and the others head to the basement to do what they actually came there to do. And they see there's Latin writing on the walls, which basically translates to the door is open. And that wasn't there when Malcolm saw all the Hell House footage. So again, this is not a good sign. And so Brock's trying to talk to this Tully and the spirits, and then some nooses just appear on the ceiling.
As they do, when in extremely haunted houses.
He's like, well, that's unsettling. Then he pulls out a Ouija board, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? No. You got the answers you fucking need right there. Yeah. When nooses appear on the ceiling, no, we're done.
Like if I was just even if you wanted to say I'm the camera guy, I'm dipping, dude. Like, film yourself. Here's the camera.
I'm like, I here quit. You go. I'm out.
Yeah. I don't care if I'm fired or anything. I quit. I'm gone. This is stupid.
So the others go to the basement where like the clown dolls and everything still are. But the police just left all the haunted house decorations up.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
It's like they never actually even did any sort of investigation in there. Like there's
like
no remnants of one.
yeah, it looks this looks exactly like the first movie setup.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they didn't clean anything. Just said it, just kept it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna use it again.
So then Brock has his Ouija board and he's like, "Are you the spirit of Tully or the cult members?" And it's like, "No." It's like, "Are you part of the Hell House crew?" "No." "Do you
Mm.
intend to hurt us?" "Yes."
And he's
"Leave."
like, ooh, yeah.
And then the camera guy turns around and one of the what was actually a mannequin is now a person standing
Mhm.
there. And they're like, "Oh shit, we're leaving." I'm like, "You should have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
Before dolls turned into people, you should have
Yeah.
left."
Yeah. Yeah. Like
But the mannequin,
many chances.
yeah, they had many chances. But the mannequin lady attacks them, and then we learned that they both disappeared. So Jessica and crew, they find tapes, and then Molly comes on the walkie. She's like, "I'm at the front door," and they're like, "Why? You're supposed to be at the car." And so David goes up there, and he's like, Why are you in the house?" She's like, "You radioed me," and he's like, No, I didn't." So now the ghost is just radioing people, like, "Hey, come
Yeah.
on in here."
They know how to work every kind of technology. They're
So
super smart, dog.
so they clearly panic, and Mitchell's like,
Yeah.
"Nope, we got to get out of here right fucking now. That's enough." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Yes, good. Yes, when random
Yes.
ghosts are making radio calls, it's time to go." Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they as they try to leave, they find Malcolm and Brock dead, noosed,
Yep. Ooh.
and the clown man is standing by the only exit. And he's like, "It's just a mannequin," and then it moves, and then he's like, "Fuck, okay, everybody run the other way."
Yeah. Which I mean, why not just try to like overpower the mannequin?
Yeah,
Like you should. They should have just bum rushed them,
there's
dude.
one, and there's four of them. Like
Yeah.
just if he grabs one of us, at least three of us will then make it out the door.
Yeah. Or like push the mannequin out of the door with you.
Yeah,
Like the door's
like,
open.
"All right,
Just
creepy clown
yeah.
man, can you survive outside the hotel?"
It'd be some shit. He walks out. It's like, holy shit, I can walk outside. He just kind of goes off. It's like,
"I'm a real guy now." Like this is like a Pinocchio story.
This is the sequel we need. This one we deserved.
But nevertheless, they run back in and are chased by the girl demon. And then so they're stuck in a room now,
Yeah.
which was actually one of the rooms from the first movie.
Yeah. Which that girl demon, like, wasn't that the one that scared that was in the first movie too?
Yeah, she was in the room.
Yep. Yeah, in the room. Weird.
Yeah, she's very creepy looking. Very good job on the makeup there. So they're going through all this footage that they found in the basement, and they see that Alex had a meeting with somebody in the hotel who gave him permission, because basically he lost all the money in New York and needed to make money back trying to take this thing because the rural area was cheap and he would be able to make his money back. So now we know what Mac told Paul or Tony that got him to stay in the first movie, was that they were going broke. That's the whole reason they did this for Alex, because he lost all their money and they were just trying to help their butt out, and then they all died.
Yep.
So, we get a little more backstory about the first movie.
Yeah.
Then the lights go out after Molly was just like, "I just want a vacation."
Yeah.
And when the lights come on, Molly was taken to the basement and the doors open and they're like, "Fuck." So they run down to the basement. Molly was taken by Clown Man. As they try to wrestle her away from Clown Man, the portal to hell opens in a very bad CGI moment.
Yeah, that was very out of touch there.
It was very jarring.
Yeah.
Because in the first one, there's like an explosion from the floor, and then a hole appears, so it looks a little more organic. This one just appears in the side of the wall, and it's very clearly digital.
Yeah. It's like bright red and swirly. Yeah. Like it looks like your typical portal there. And it's out of place.
Yeah, they should have just tried to do what they did in the first movie.
Yeah.
Because it looked a little more natural there. So the hooded figures arrive, and the Clown Man chases them all around the hotel in this very like epileptic seizure moment. And then basically, Mitchell is taken down by Demon Girl. And when it comes to Mac and Alex are at the table, and a figure is speaking to them. And it turns out that the guy, the skeptic on the show, called into the show after saying he was in an accident when he was able to make it. And it turns out it was actually Andrew Tully.
Ooh.
Who somehow was able to walk out of the hotel and go to this news studio and have an interview.
Yeah. Which, like,
it's a little confusing as to why the spirit is able to do that. But nevertheless, it happened. And now he's going to give us a whole bunch of monologue here about how the hotel is still open and we're just trying to get more guests.
Yeah. And he like forces him to record the whole time.
Yeah. Because all this footage being sent to another guy, the guy who made this documentary, trying to get more interest. Because the more mystery that surrounds the hotel, the more people are going to try to come into it to find out the mystery. So, which is actually a pretty good plan.
But there's got to be a limit, right? You know,
exactly.
Like, what's the amount of people that go missing in one building before they just tear it down?
Exactly.
Like, what's his like? He doesn't really have like a long stage plan here.
Nope.
Like, take
it's
a
just
few
like
people
get
a
people
year.
Here.
Like there is a limit of how many people he can have.
Because there's been like so many in a couple of years, and it's like, we should definitely just knock down this building. It's a lot of trouble. These cops must be just straight up stupid.
Yeah, definitely. Or they're like some of them are ghosts too.
So after he speaks his plan, he's like, you choose who leaves. And then the figure just randomly kills Holly. So there was no decision. Like they should have made him make the decision.
Yeah.
And so Holly's dead. And then the piano starts playing and we see it's Diane, whose face is all fucked up.
Yeah.
And then Jessica is killed and Diane then charges Mitchell, who then we assume is then dead.
Yeah.
And then Jessica in the interview, when the guy like walks across, you see she goes like demon mode for a second. And then she tells the cops it's in the Abadan Hotel. Just go there. And then we cut out. And that's Hell House 2. There's only two things of trivia here. Because again, no one's real famous from this movie, and this is kind of like a passion project for a group of people, which is fine. Like it's not a bad film. But we talked about what the door is open in Latin, and the guy who plays Malcolm, the other cameraman, is also the producer and the guy who plays the clown man in all the shots. So this guy has wears a lot of hats in this production. Yeah. Because he was also the Diane's cameraman in the first movie that got killed. So he's actually died twice in this franchise as a cameraman because he doesn't have to be seen as much. So yeah, Cole, give me your overall, final thoughts and opinions of Hell House 2.
If you liked the first movie, you're gonna like this movie because it's kind of like the same movie. It's different enough.
So many documentaries are being made.
Yeah. It's like it's just different enough for you to hold your attention. I mean, it held my attention. I sat down.
It's 90 minutes.
It was fine. Yeah, like it's not that long, and it's a quick 90 minutes too. Yeah. It's not that bad. Like I said, the makeup was really cool and really creepy.
That was the best part about the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't able to build up the same amount of tension as they did in the first movie, as you said, that it was a lot quicker this time around, which I can enjoy a bit. Like sometimes it's hard sitting through the slog a little bit, but yeah, I like the movie. It kept me on the couch watching it. I was paying attention a bit.
It'll never be as bad as the Ginger Dead Man franchise.
No. I'd give it like a 6.
Yeah. The first one, like you said, the cast had really good chemistry. Yep. And we spent we knew from the beginning that this was not going to end well for this group of people, but we spent a lot of time with that group of people learning their social dynamics, how they interact with each other. And then we started the slow build up to the creepiness. And then it felt more like in the moment. and then we got the big payoff at the end. Whereas this movie, for a while, we don't even actually follow the group we're going to be following for a lot of the movie. We just get random people's footage and this interview that never seems to end.
Yeah.
And so when we finally do get to the group's footage, we don't spend as much time with them. We really don't care about them outside of maybe Mitchell. And even then, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
And, we're just kind of going to the end. Like, people just are there kind of as body count and as a way to kind of like explain more about the first movie. But, it wasn't a bad watch. I would probably get like a 5.5 or a 6. Whereas like for the first one, I would give like a 6.5 to the first one. Like, they're not bad movies. This one goes really quickly, but they could have done a better job of just like building those characters of Tiffany and David and Holly or Molly or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Make us care more so that, like I said, the first group we cared about, even though we knew they were all going to die.
Yeah. I feel like maybe like cutting down on like the main interview and then adding to like, stuff like that bar scene a bit more.
Yeah.
Too.
Like we needed more time with our actual cast instead of just trying to be spooky.
Yeah.
And make that twist ending feel like more of a twist. It felt a little forced and contrived.
I feel like because the documentary people that were with Mitchell, like they're disconnected from like the whole main interview portion, all the interview clips.
They're not really a part of it besides that one little snippet.
Yeah, so like you feel very disconnected to them, even though they kind of take up
Brock's
a lot.
There just to be like, well, I speak to the spirits. And the other guy's just there to be like, well, show me the proof. Like, here's the proof. That's not real proof. It's fake news. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like we didn't need that for as long as we had it. Like, it's very clear cut.
Yeah, like it's fake. They had to put that. Yeah, to put fake news. They had to do that. They just had to. Jeez.
So that is Hell House 2, the Abadan Hotel. Yeah. Stay tuned next time where we're going to do the finale of the Hell House trilogy, Hell House 3, Lake of Fire. Which is going to revolve around this Wynn guy that made this documentary trying to reopen the hotel.
I wonder who's going to make that documentary.
Yeah, because the first one we had the Hell House people filming. Yeah. And then the documentary being made about the Hell House incident. And then in this one, we have news footage. We have a documentary being that is focused around this other documentary trying to expose this guy who made the actual documentary from the first film. There's a lot. It's like documentception.
Yeah, it's rough.
And there's also random people's live streams and blogs or whatever.
So I am curious about what they're gonna do.
Yeah. Will the third one be more of a focused story is my hopes for it, because if we could just follow one narrative, I might have a little bit of a better time, because this one was there was just a lot.
It was a lot
in this movie. So that's gonna end our coverage here. Again, stay tuned next time. We'll finish her out, and then after the Hell House franchise, I think is when we have that open spot we talked about, maybe doing Fear Street. We'll see. So until next time, everyone, stay safe, stay nerdy.